General carpentry. Introduction to the module. General carpentry is a vital sector of handyperson. Carpentry is a specialized trade and a craft in which the primary job is cutting, shaping, and installing building materials during the construction of structures such as houses, timber bridges, concrete formwork, and so on. This module covers all the basic topics mentioned above. Topics to be covered: site preparation, footings and foundations, floor frames, framing walls, roofs and roofing, windows and doors. Site preparation. Planning is crucial to make the finished product a success. Before you begin any construction, you must plan all aspects of the building and put it on paper. The skills needed for site preparation are: locate the site boundaries, lay out the buildings, use the carpenter's level, prepare for the start of construction. Each of these items has its importance. Locating the boundaries will allow you to lay out the building on the site correctly. The carpenter's level will show you how to make sure that the building is level. Basic sequence for site preparation. The basic sequence involves cruising the site and planning the job, locating the boundaries, locating the building area or areas, defining the needed site work, clearing any unwanted trees, laying out the building, establishing exact elevations, excavating the basement or foundation slab, providing for access during construction, starting the delivery of materials to the site. Footings and foundations. Footings and foundations are not the same. A footing is the lowest part of a building. It carries all the weight. A foundation is a wall between the footing and the rest of the building. Basic sequence for footings and foundations. The following sequence must be followed for footings and foundations. Design footings and foundations. Locate corners and lines for forms. Check the level of the footing. Check foundation excavations. Make forms for footings. Make forms for foundations. Reinforce forms as required. Mix or select concrete for filling the forms. Pour concrete into the forms. Finish concrete in the forms. Embed anchor systems in the forms. Waterproof foundation walls, if needed. Make necessary drainage systems. Footings. The footings bear the weight of a building. The footings spread the weight evenly over a wide surface. The three parts of footings are: the bearing surface, the footing, the foundation. Basic sequence for footings. The basic sequence is: find the amount of site preparation needed. Lay out the footing and foundation shape. Excavate to the proper depth. Level the footing corners. Build the footing forms. Reinforce the forms as needed. Estimate concrete needs. Pour the concrete footing. Build the foundation forms. Reinforce the forms as needed. Pour the concrete into the forms. Finish the concrete and embed anchors. Remove the forms. Waterproof and drain as required. Foundation. The wall between the footing and the floor of the building is called the foundation. It is sometimes made of concrete. However, it also may be made of concrete blocks, bricks, or stone. In some regions, foundation walls are made of treated plywood as well. Floor frames. Floors. Needless to say, floors are an important and integral part of a house or any building. Floor frames are built over basements and crawl spaces. Houses built on concrete slabs do not have floor frames. However, some multi-level buildings can make use of slabs and floor frames. Floor frames include the following steps. Connect the floor to the foundation. The place needed girders and supports. Lay out the joist spacings. Measure and cut the needed parts. Put the floor frame together. Lay the subflooring. Install sills. Build special framing. Alter a standard floor frame to save energy. Framing walls. Framing. The two ways of framing a building are Western platform method, balloon method. Most contemporary buildings use the Western platform method of construction. Residential housing uses the Western platform method, where walls are put up after the subfloor has been laid. Walls are started by making a frame. The frame is made by nailing boards to the tops and bottoms of other boards. The top and bottom boards are called plates. The vertical boards are called studs. The frame must be made very strong because it holds up the roof. After the frame is put together, it is raised and nailed in place. The wall frames are put up one at a time. The roof can be built next. Then the walls are covered, and windows and doors are installed. Sequence for making wall frames. Follow this general sequence for making wall frames. Lay out the most extended outside wall section. Cut the parts. Nail the parts together. Raise the wall. Brace it in place. Lay out the next wall section. Repeat the process. Join the walls. Do all outside walls. Do all inside walls. Build the roof. Sheath the outside walls. Install outside doors and windows. Cut sole plates from inside door openings. Roofs and roofing. Here, how the carpenters cover the roofs and how the roof is prepared for shingles is discussed. Skills covered include how to prepare a roof deck for shingles. Apply shingles to a roof deck. Estimate the number of shingles needed for a job. Figure slope of a roof. Roofing. Roofing shingles are made in different sizes and shapes. Roofs have different angles and shapes. Pipes stick up through the roof. Roofing has to be fitted. Crickets also need to be fitted. A cricket fits between a chimney and the roof. Roof shapes present several fine details. All these have to be considered by the roofer. Some industrial and commercial buildings use roll shingles. This material requires a slightly different approach. Asphalt shingles are safer than wooden shingles. The asphalt shingles will resist fire longer. Because of fire regulations, wooden shingles are not allowed in some sections of the country. Sequence of roofing. The carpenter should apply a roof in this order. Check the deck for proper installation. Decide which shingles to use for the job. Estimate the amount needed for the job. Apply drip strips. Place the underlayment. Nail the underlayment. Start the first course of shingles. Continue other courses of shingles. Cut and install flashings. Valleys. Open. Closed cut. Woven. Soil pipe flashing. Chimney flashing. Other flashings. Cover ridges. Cover all nail heads with cement. Glue down tabs. Roofing terms. Roofers and carpenters use several roofing terms. A handy person must become familiar with these terms. Exposure. It is the distance between exposed edges of overlapping shingles. Exposure is given in inches. Headlap. Distance between the top of the bottom shingle and the bottom edge covering it. Top lap. Distance between the lower edge of an overlapping shingle and the upper edge of the lapping shingle. The top lap is measured in inches. Side lap. Distance between adjacent shingles that overlap. It is measured in inches. Valley. Angle formed by two roofs meet. The internal part of the angle is the valley. Rake. On a gable roof, the inclined edge of the surface to be covered. Flashing. Metal used to cover chimneys and around things projecting through the roofing. Used to keep the weather out. Underlayment. Usually, number 15 or number 30 felt paper applied to a roof deck. It goes between the wood and the shingles. Ridge. The horizontal line formed by the two rafters of a sloping roof being nailed together. Hip. The external angle formed by two sides of a roof meet is a hip. Windows and doors. Both windows and doors play an essential part in any house or building. They allow the air to circulate. They also permit passage into and out of the structure. Doors open to allow traffic in a planned manner. Windows are closed or open in design. There may be open and closed combinations, too. The buildings used dictates the design of a window or door. Steps for the placement of windows and doors are given. Prepare a window for installation. Shim a window if necessary. Secure a window in its opening. Level and check for proper operation of a window. Prepare a door for installation. Shim a door if necessary. Secure a door in its opening. Level and check for proper operation. Sequence for windows. A carpenter should install a window in this order. Check for the proper window opening. Uncrate the pre-hung window. Remove the braces if called for by the manufacturer. Place the builder's paper or felt between the window and the sheathing. Place the window in the opening, and check for level and plumb. Attach the window at the corner, or place one nail in the casing or flange, depending on window design. Check for proper operation of the window. Secure the window in its opening. Sequence for doors. A carpenter should install a door in this order. Check the opening for correct measurements. Uncrate the pre-hung door. If the door is not pre-hung, place the molding and trim in place first. Attach the door hinges by cutting the gains and screwing in the hinges. Check for plumb and level. Temporarily secure the door with shims and nails. Check for proper operation. Secure the door permanently. Install the lock and its associated hardware. Summary. This module can be summarized as: planning is crucial to make the finished product a success. A footing is the lowest part of a building. It carries all the weight. A foundation is a wall between the footing and the rest of the building. Floor frames are built over basements and crawl spaces. Most contemporary buildings use the Western platform method of construction.